Okay, I wanted to make a video about 3 rules for love, or I guess it's like toxic love. And these are rules that I've recently sort of figured out that I don't know if they are hard and fast rules, but I'll do my best to explain. So the first rule is if somebody says they love you but they don't respect you, then it isn't love. They're probably using you. And that is, I feel like there might be caveats to that because I think that it's definitely sort of true that people might respect you only in parts, or like respect this about you but not that about you and whatever. So I don't really know about all of the ways that you could slice that, but I think that it is definitely true that like to the extent that people respect you, it is more likely that they love you. And that is like a rubric that people should be aware of. I think people are aware of that. I've heard other people say that before. I think it's been written in books and stuff. So, but there's 2 more rules that I don't think are as well known, or at least I haven't heard anyone talk about these. And the other one is like, if people love you, but they don't believe in you and what you're doing, they don't believe in your passion, then they shouldn't be in your inner circle. And it's essentially like people can see what you are doing. They can see your effort, they can see your resolve, they can see your sacrifice, they can see that you are taking risks. And if they can see all that and they don't also respect it, then that's a bad sign. It means that you should not be sharing that part of your life with them. And that's hard, I think, because for a lot of people in love relationship, like you love your parents, you love your spouse, you love your romantic partner, you love your kids, and in these love relationships, like it's really common, or at least like I think everyone must have experienced this at some point, where it's like you love this person, they love you, but also like they don't believe in what you're doing. It's like they see all of your commitment, your sacrifice, your resolve, and they see all of that, but they still don't believe in what you're doing. Like they might stand it, but they don't care. Or they might see all that, but they don't see the vision, and they don't support you, even though they don't support it. They don't support you, even though they see you putting all the effort. Just they should not be in your inner circle. You should not be sharing that part of your life with them. And the reason is because they're always going to try and undermine what you're doing. And usually it's because they care about you. Usually it's because they want you to live a good life, and they just don't think that what you're doing is a good life. And usually it's like, if you think what you're doing is important, if you think what you're doing matters, you cannot have that person in that part of your life. They will try to undermine it. They will try to stop you from doing it. And so, yeah, if they love you, but they don't believe in what you're doing, don't share that part of your life with them. And that's hard, I think, because usually what it means is like the people that you love cannot be close to you. But also I think it's true. It's true. Like if you really care about what you're doing, you cannot have people in your inner circle who are going to undermine what you're doing. It's just like it's incompatible, and eventually that will either drive a wedge into your relationship, or it will drive a wedge into what you're doing. So you have to pick one or the other. And I think the solution is just to create some distance. And then so rule number 3 is the cult question. Like, how do you know you're in a cult? I was raised in a cult, and this is something that I wish I had known about a long time ago. And so it's pretty simple. If in your relationship, or like if it's a relationship with a person, relationship with a spouse, or a friend, or an organization, group of people, parent, whatever the fuck, if they insist on secrecy or they insist on isolation, these are both just like really bad signs. I was thinking about this a lot yesterday, because I was trying to think, like, is there like a definitive way to know like if you're in a manipulative situation? And honestly, I'm not sure if it's that cut and dried. I think like just because somebody is manipulating you, it doesn't always mean that it's a bad thing. I'm not sure if that is always true. I think that, but it's like, yesterday I was talking to a friend about this. I used to say non-falsifiable premises, and also insist on secrecy and isolation. Now I think that like insist on secrecy and isolation kind of are non-falsifiable premises. Like there's basically like, I think there might be valid reasons for somebody to insist that you be like your relationship with them be secret, or your relationship with them be isolated. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be valid. Like they might say it's valid. They might they might give reasons. You might give reasons. You might try and justify it to yourself. But if you are in a situation, and it's like I think what it is like, it's like secrecy of your relationship with them. So it's like your specifically your relationship with them or the organization, whatever it is, if that is secret, or if you don't have visibility on other people's relationships, it's just like if you can't see out, then you don't know it's normal, and that's just like 100% a red flag. It's just like it's like sure, it might technically be possible that there might be a valid reason for that, but it's so slim and scarce that it's like you're probably in a cult if you can't if your visibility out is being restricted. And then the other way, same. It's like if your relationship is secret and the relation and for whatever reason that person is like preventing other people from being able to see your relationship, that's usually a red flag. And when usually what that means is that like you can't get help if things are bad, or if things are getting bad and they won't let other people see what's going on between you, then you can't get help, and so you're on your own. And those are both just like really bad situations. And I think like also it's like the way you can tell is like if they threaten, if there's repercussions for breaking the secrecy or the isolation, that's how you know. Like in the cult that I grew up in, they didn't care if other people knew what was going on inside the cult because they couldn't control that. So instead, what they tried to do was make sure that we couldn't know what was normal. Like, so I remember in school specifically, like all of our textbooks were hand-picked to be as religious as possible and also support like these crazy like fringe views about creationism and it was just like tons of indoctrination. And they also just had like all these like sort of like they anticipated all of the arguments. Like they coached us, they schooled us. Like if you ever run into someone outside of the cult and they say these things to you about how like it might be crazy that you're in a cult, then you should keep this in mind. Like, you know, those people, you can't trust them, you know, and they believe in crazy stuff. They don't believe in what we're believing. And they tried to like to head it off. And also like, of course, there were like big repercussions for